Hello guys, it's Wade from Wade's Movie World. So, San Diego Comic-Con was this past weekend and it wrapped up, but got some pretty interesting news, and mostly I do just movie news on here, but this news was just so awesome, and it kind of ties into a movie that came out, oh my gosh, over a decade ago. It was one of my favorite movies. It still is. But it just didn't get the hype it should have, and it never got a sequel. But I thought the movie was, in general, pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it was. I went to see it 6 times on the big screen, so that ought to tell you something. And so I wanted to share this news with you. So here we go. So those of you who like the shows on the CW, like me, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, The Flash, sometimes Supergirl, but not all the time. Most of the time when I watch Supergirl, it's when the episodes that I know that they're going to show Superman. I don't really care for Supergirl, but I'll watch it every now and then. I have a few seasons of Supergirl on DVD, but I don't watch them very often. So anyway, this is about the crossover that's going to happen this season. So for the past few seasons, they've done crossovers with all those shows. The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and the new, they're fixing to do Batwoman. I don't know why they don't do Batgirl, but I mean, they didn't ask me, so whatever. And this news that's coming out of Comic-Con about these shows was pretty interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys in case you didn't know. Brandon Routh, who on the CW in Legends of Tomorrow has also been in The Flash and Arrow, who plays Ray Palmer, or the Atom. Well, before he did that, back in 2006, he starred as Clark Kent Superman in Bryan Singer's Superman Returns movie. And it says this is coming from, Gizmodo.com, and this was released, this news was released at Comic-Con this year, so just a few days ago. It says Brandon Routh will play Superman again for this year's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on the CW. So we get to see Brandon Routh as Superman again, and his Superman was more, he was doing mainly Christopher Reeve Superman, but they gave him some stuff to do on his own that Christopher Reeve's Superman or Clark Kent didn't really do, and I'm excited. And at first it said that he didn't really know how to take the news, but once he really started soaking it in, he was really excited about it. And so, yeah, Brandon Routh is going to play Superman again, and I'm so excited. I didn't think we'd ever see him again as Superman. Is he going to wear the same Superman costume that he wore in Superman Returns? Well, I hope so. But they haven't really gone into details on that just yet. But here's what it's saying. Superman Returns, again, twice over actually. Deadline is reporting that both Tyler Hoechlin, Tyler Hoechlin is the guy who plays the real Superman on the CW in mainly Supergirl, but he's also done the crossover with The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow, and now Batwoman. Tyler Hoechlin, CW Superman, and Brandon Routh will currently be playing delightful Ray Palmer, aka the Atom, on Legends of Tomorrow, but he will also suit up as the Man of Steel for this fall's cinematic Arrowverse crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths. A take on the seminal DC Comics super event that shaped the DC multiverse as we know it. So we kind of already know about the multiverse from Legends of Tomorrow and The Flash. And this is what Routh said on the matter when this news was introduced. He said he was honored, humbled, grateful, and still pinching himself. and it's not a jockey reference to Brandon Routh's cinematic outing as Clark Kent back in 2006 Superman Returns either. Well, not just a jockey reference either. This isn't Ray Palmer putting on Clark's spare spandex, but Routh actually playing Superman, or rather a Superman from a different time and place than Hoechlin's take on the character. Whether it is a future version of Hoechlin's Superman, a Superman from a different multiverse, or indeed even the actual straight-up Superman from Superman Returns making an appearance remains to be seen. It wouldn't be the first time the CW have used a crossover to offer a sneaky link into the DC movies. And there was some talk that they may try. Now this is just what I saw. Whether this has been confirmed or not, I don't know. So do not hold me to this. But they say they're trying to talk to maybe also bringing in some players from the DCEU. I don't know if they could get Ben Affleck as Batman to come back. I mean, I don't know, but they have mentioned maybe Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Now, like I said, this hasn't been confirmed. This was just speculation that something they may try to do, or what is that guy's? Ezra Miller, the Flash, or Henry Cavill's Superman, or I don't know. They didn't say Jason Momoa's Aquaman, but that would be interesting to see. If they could make all that happen, oh man, that would be television history in the making right there. But I'm excited to see Routh back up as the Man of Steel. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Did you like Superman Returns? I did. It's not the best Superman movie out there. I like pretty much all the Superman movies that have been made as far as like the live action on-screen stuff. Well, the stuff that counts. But my favorite is still Christopher Reeve's very first Superman movie. He's my go-to Superman. He'll always be Superman to me, but Henry Cavill does an amazing job on Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and the Justice League. And I hope we get more Henry Cavill as Superman. I think Tyler Hoechlin does an amazing job on the CW as Superman. The animated Superman. The guy who does his voice, Tim Daly, is actually the husband on CBS's Madam Secretary. Let's see. Of course, Brandon Routh. And then there's Dean Cain. Dean Cain, who played Superman on Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. So yeah, I've liked them all, but Christopher Reeve is my go-to. But I've liked all so far, all the live-action incarnations of Superman, or most of them anyway. So yeah, but that's all the DCEU or CW or Superman news I have for you right now. But stay tuned because there's more news to come.
I'm clearance level 6. I know that Agent Coulson was killed in action before the battle in New York. Got the full report.
Welcome to level 7. Sorry, that corner was really dark and I couldn't help myself. I think there's a bulb out.
Hey guys, I told you more news to come. So as you see, I have grabbed my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cap and I am wearing it. And for those of you who don't know, we're entering the final few episodes of the abbreviated 6th season and going into the 7th season. They haven't said when the first episode of season 7 is going to be, but it was announced this week at Comic-Con that season 7 is going to be the final end of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I am so disappointed because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been with me since 2013, since I actually started my teaching career. So it's going to be like saying goodbye to an old friend. I remember, I will tell you, when I first started or first heard about the show back before it ever aired a single episode, I wasn't sure about it, and I was just like, oh, they're just trying to do the Avengers on TV. That's all they're doing. And so I watched a couple of episodes. I really wasn't that impressed with it. And it wasn't until I got to it was like episode 7, maybe 8, 9, that it really started to grab me. And then once they put a player in, he wasn't around for every single season. He was in for the final half of season 1, and that was the late Bill Paxton. Once they brought him on, I was hooked. Of course, I love, from the movies, I loved Clark Gregg as Agent Phil Coulson, and I really started to really enjoy the cast and the shows and the episodes and everything about it. And so I gained an appreciation for the show, and I went back and watched those very first episodes, and I really started getting hooked after that. I guess it just took me a while for it to really grab me and pull me along. But once it did, I have become a fanatic on that show. I love that show. My favorite show back in the day used to be Walker, Texas Ranger. Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kicks that thing's ass by a long shot. I mean, I love Chuck Norris and Walker, Texas Ranger, but I mean, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is my all-time favorite show so far. Nothing has beat it yet. So yeah, I'm sad to see it go, and I know there's a lot of other people on here that are going to be sad to see it go. The one thing I really wanted to see happen, though, because they were following the movies for a bit, and then once they got into this season, it's like they stopped kind of following what was going on in the movies. I wanted to see Agent Phil Coulson and maybe Quake, Daisy Johnson, and Melinda May at least be brought in a little while in either Infinity War or Endgame. And we never saw Phil Coulson again after he died after Loki stabbed him in the heart in the first Avengers, and that just kind of made me sad that we never saw him again until just recently in Captain Marvel. But maybe we'll see Phil Coulson again, and Melinda May, and Agent Daisy Johnson, and Fitzsimmons, and Mac, and Yo-Yo, and all those players again. Maybe we'll see them in an upcoming Marvel movie. Man, that'd be great, wouldn't it? And I had heard that he was on set for Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, and I thought, oh man, they're going to bring this guy in. This is going to be great. Him taking on Thanos.
I'm not the one who decides.
It was said that Gabriel Luna had been spotted on the Avengers set, and I was like, oh, they're going to bring Ghost Rider in. Nice. And they never did. But I hear something's going on with Ghost Rider, Gabriel Luna's Ghost Rider, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But am I sad that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be gone after this upcoming year? Yeah, I really am. But I've got it on digital, and I'm going to try and get all the season sets on DVD as well, so that way, whenever I feel like I'm in the mood for S.H.I.E.L.D., I can just pop one in, and there I go. So to all the creators, writers, actors, and everyone associated with Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., thank you so much for the ride. I have enjoyed every minute of it. I'm going to be sad to see you guys go. You guys have been part of my life for a while now, and it's going to be tough to find a show to replace you, but oh well, life goes on. But to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. So everybody else, y'all stick around, more news to come.
You have failed this city.
Back with some more news for you. This time the news is on CW's The Arrow. Well, first of all, let me say I didn't really get into Arrow until after The Flash came on, season 1. And I watched the first 2 seasons of The Flash, and then I was like, well, I'm going to give Arrow a try. So I started watching Arrow. Of course, I had to start back at season 1 and catch up, and I still haven't caught up yet. But it was announced that several months ago, Stephen Amell made a video and said that this is going to be the final season of Arrow, and to all the players of Arrow, the writers, the directors, just everybody who worked on the show, and the creators, thank you so much for Arrow. That's another show I'm going to miss, not quite as much as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's been a fun ride. So to Stephen Amell and everybody associated with Arrow, the CW, everybody, thank you so much, and I raise a glass to you guys. So
Let's kill him properly this time.
okay, guys, this last piece of news I have for you is from the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this was announced at Comic-Con as well. And I read that this happened in the comics. However, I am not sure how I feel about it. I don't think I like it, because for one thing, Thor is Thor. Thor is Chris Hemsworth. And so we are going to get a 4th Thor movie, and it's going to be called Thor, Love and Thunder. But there's a catch. I will read this to you. The name of the next Thor film, this is coming from ScreenRant.com. The name of the next Thor film confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con 2019 is Thor, Love and Thunder, and it's the title with plenty of meaning behind it, if you know where to look. Well, unfortunately, I looked, and I'm not happy about it. The Thor 4 title teases the film's primary hero. It's not who you think it is, while also hinting at how the film's tone will guide the story. So, here's what it says. Among many Marvel announcements at the Comic-Con was the unveiling of the 4th Thor movie. Marvel Studio head Kevin Feige and Thor 4 director, I cannot pronounce this guy's name, I'm just going to abbreviate it, TW. It's basically the same guy who directed Thor Ragnarok. Says they were on hand to confirm some casting news. Thor Ragnarok stars Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson are back, as is Natalie Portman as Jane Foster, this is the part that pisses me off, who will take over ownership of Mjolnir. What? How is she going to do that? She's not worthy. And isn't Mjolnir still with Captain America, Steve Rogers, or still on Earth? How the hell's she going to get it? I'll keep reading. So Natalie Portman is back as Jane Foster, who will take over ownership of Mjolnir. This news pretty much confirmed Jane as the central hero of Thor, Love and Thunder. She's not Thor. Thor's Thor. Chris Hemsworth is Thor. This may be a movie I just not see. I may see how it goes, but it just makes me sick. This is what it says, some more information about what it says. There are layers to the title Thor Love and Thunder, which will prove useful in figuring out what Thor 4 will be all about. The most immediate meaning behind the title is that love refers to Jane and Thor's romantic history. Thunder is obviously a reference to Thor's moniker, God of Thunder, and his primary power to summon the element via his hammer, Mjolnir. This mantle and this power will be handed off to Jane in the film. How is it going to be handed off? She wasn't born on Asgard. She wasn't born to Odin and to Thor's mother. Love and Thunder will also likely encompass Valkyrie's search for a queen to rule New Asgard with her, and the potentially tense reunion of Jane and Thor will have as Jane assumes Thor's role and takes his powers. How is she going to take his powers? They haven't had a face-to-face conversation since Thor: The Dark World, so expect sparks to fly in all kinds of ways. I don't care. Besides, she's married to Anakin Skywalker. I'm sorry, this news is just pissing me off. When I heard this, I wanted to barf. There's even more information to be gleaned from the title when it comes to the styling of the logo rather than the words themselves. Thor Love and Thunder title logo was also unveiled during the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 and felt reminiscent of the 1980s cartoon Masters of the Universe. That could hint at the visual and tonal direction TW wants to take with the next movie, infusing the same kind of humor, bright colors, and nostalgia into Love and Thunder that he did with Thor Ragnarok. Kevin Feige has described Thor Love and Thunder as his favorite MCU title yet. Okay, did this guy fall on his head after Endgame was over? Jesus. And it's hard not to agree. Not in my case, it's not. It hints at how TW's take on the world of Thor will shake things up, be it Jane and Thor's character arcs in the MCU or the MCU itself. So, what are y'all's feelings on this? I don't know if I will see this movie. How is Jane going to get his powers? How is Jane worthy of Mjolnir? She's not. I thought the only one who was even remotely worthy and was able to lift the damn thing was Cap. And I swear, if they, in this movie, like if Thor does give her his power and he's left with nothing, I'm going to be so pissed off. I mean, that's going to freaking tick me off so bad, I might throw something. I just can't believe this movie's being made. Wow. And the first three were so amazing. And then the four Avengers films were so amazing. So, to me, it's like saying, okay, we've done our best work with all the first part of the MCU or whatever we're going to call it. And now we're just going to kind of take steps and get and put shit in. Really? God. Thor Love and Thunder. Jane as Thor. Wow. Go back to Anakin Skywalker. Anyway. Before I leave you guys, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put up the schedule of the upcoming Marvel films that were announced at the San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of them look really good, but this is the one that may pretty much trash the MCU. Or might trash it for me. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. So, anyway. All right, guys, that's all the news I have for today. So, I will see you later. Bye-bye.